Have you ever stopped to think that the most complex thing you've ever done in your life, you did when you were just 2 years old? No one sat down with you with a blackboard and taught you what a subject, verb, and predicate were. And yet, you learned to speak your native language fluently. Today, as an adult, you study rules, memorize charts, but when it comes time to speak, you freeze. Why does this happen? The answer lies in biology. Your brain already has software installed to learn languages, and we are going to reactivate it now. The first secret is the sponge phase. Before saying their first word, a baby spends a whole year just listening. Their brain acts like a statistical computer, noticing which sounds go together. They don't study grammar, they absorb patterns. The adult's mistake is trying to drive on an empty tank without having heard enough input. And what about grammar? There is a classic experiment called the Wug test. Scientists would show a drawing of an invented creature to children and say, "This is a wug." When showing two creatures, the child would automatically say, "two wugs." They had never heard that word before, but they applied the plural rule on their own. They didn't memorize the rule, they felt the pattern. It is in this process that the most important concept for you appears, the constructive error. You know when a child says, "I goed" instead of "I went"? We laugh, but that is a sign of intelligence. They realize that play becomes played, stay becomes stayed, and applied that logic to go. The logic was right, they just didn't know the exception. The problem is that adults have an ego. We are terrified of looking silly, and this fear blocks learning. To be fluent, you need to lose the fear of saying, "I goed" once in a while. So, how do you apply this today? Stop building sentences like a puzzle, translating word for word. Learn by chunks or sound blocks. Don't think of I plus, would plus like. Learn the sound I would like as a single thing. And use shadowing, listen to native speakers and try to imitate their speech at the exact same time, copying the melody and emotion. Your brain knows how to learn. Stop getting in its way with excessive rules and start feeding it with patterns. If you want to learn how to do this in practice, subscribe to the channel and let's unlock your English.